respiration? Or where does it, first off, where does it go to?
Krista? No, Krista's where the electric transfer chain goes to the matrix of the mitochondria.
Yeah, so it's going to the mitochondria. So as it enters the mitochondria is where the next step occurs.
Yeah.
So this was all in the cytosol. This is going to the mitochondria. Okay? So as it enters into the mitochondria, what happens? Lovely mitochondria right here.
That'd be only mitochondria. Looks like hungry donuts. A carbon is released from the pyruvate.
Okay, how?
By turning it into CO2.
So what comes in to take off that carbon then? You're making CO2. What do you have to put in?
Oxygen.
So O2.
Yeah, O2.
So you have O2, goes through, makes CO2. Okay. What else?
You produce 2 NADHs.
Per one or for both of them?
For both of them.
For both of them.
Yeah,
Okay.
1 NADH per. Is it transition from pyruvate to acetyl-CoA?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what the name of, they have a name for the phase. Sometimes, like I don't know if they'll have you memorize what it is, besides the transition. Yeah, I don't think they have anything. Yeah, it's a transition phase. So you're gonna get one of these through, creating one of these per each. Because that's something that they can throw people off on, is they can say for one glucose molecule,
Which
or
is 2.
for one
Yeah, pyruvate.
pyruvate or pyruvic acid.
So 1 glucose molecule would produce 2 NADHs. 1 pyruvate would produce 1 NADH.
Yeah, at this point. Okay.
Got it.
Okay.
Then
I'll just keep this in the mitochondria. I'm not gonna erase the whole board for this. Okay.
in the
So what is this called?
acid cycle,
Also known as,
Krebs cycle,
Cool.
and also known as something else as well.
yeah, citric acid and Krebs are the two most common that you'll run into. Okay.
So
What do you get out? What do you, and in class, did he say he cares about the order?
Not
'Cause-
really.
okay,
Not from what I noticed.
Okay.
I may notice that.
because most of the time they don't, in this class, they don't care about the order, but.
Yeah, they don't care about the order.
Okay,
So it's
So
2
three
ATP
products.
are produced.
so ADP, ATP. So real quick, are you telling me for one
Oh,
or
I'm
for
telling
two?
you for both right now. So
For
for a
both.
glucose molecule,
Okay.
you get 2 ATP.
Okay,
And for a glucose molecule, you also get 6 NADHs. Which would be 3 NADHs for
Yeah.
just a pyruvate.
yeah, you can keep telling me for that, I'm just gonna write it for one. Because your way is absolutely correct.
Yeah. And then you produce
For one glucose molecule, how
one
much?
glucose molecule, you produce 2 FADHs, and for a pyruvate, you produce 1 FADH.
Why did I write two? You're missing one thing, one product. And technically
Oh.
one step.
And oxygen. No,
So do you produce oxygen?
no, you produce carbon CO2 as well.
Okay, how many carbons do we have at this point? Think about it. Just walk yourself through what happened.
Oh, you produce 4 per glucose molecule, but 2 per pyruvate.
Correct. Okay. One real quick thing that we didn't write right here. we have acetate, okay? Or, yeah, we have an acetyl group. Then there's an enzyme or that comes in, it's CoA, to create acetyl-CoA.
Yeah, right there.
CoA comes in to the acetyl group, creating acetyl-CoA.
Okay.
So we have CoA comes in. Coenzyme. But yeah. So the reason that I brought that guy up real quick, it's a 2-carbon chain. If we don't have sugars, we just have fats, where do they come in? Glycerol can come in one spot, and these guys can come in
So
one
they
spot.
come in through the mitochondria, and they go through beta oxidation, so it leaves
For which? The glycerol or the fatty acids?
fatty acids.
Okay, so they get cleaved into 2-carbon chains.
Glycerol goes into glycolysis.
Then CoA to create acetyl-CoA
Yeah.
goes in through there. Glycerol goes where?
Where? In it's the second step of the glycolysis. Yeah, but it's right. Oh, would it? I'm not sure exactly where.
So, from my understanding, we'll double check it real quick. I think it comes in right as it's
Split?
right after sugar cleavage. Do you have it in your notes, beta oxidation? I think you do.
Glycolysis.
I don't, he didn't talk about it that day.
Yeah.
Right here.
So it goes in the second step. So right when it's, yeah, that's right.
Okay. So the glycerol there.
So
beta
on
oxidation.
sugar cleavage, instead of having to do the sugar cleavage, it just puts in glycerol. It starts there. So that would technically save it to ATP.
Technically, but there's
Yeah,
probably
there's-
ATP used at
Yeah,
that
there's
point.
2 ATP used to make it so that you can actually do that.
Yeah. Okay, what are these processes called?
Beta oxidation.
Okay.
Good question. Oh, glyconeogenesis, because it's new glucose.
Genesis, creation.
Yeah. Gluconeogenesis.
Correct.
Got that.
Cool. Beta oxidation, what is that called? That's right, I'm hitting everything. You said you want to hit everything.
Yeah. Oxide beta oxidation. Starts with an A. No, that's the overall.
I was like, no, it doesn't.
That's the overall. Oh,
What are you forming?
lipogenesis.
You're forming fat.
Yeah, you're forming lipids
So
and
lipogenesis.
creation, so lipogenesis. Yeah.
And gluconeogenesis, from what I understand, I think goes both ways. It's called that both ways, isn't it?
Lipogenesis as well.
Oh, it's lipogenesis in both ways? Okay, cool. Yeah, okay. And there's one other thing that goes out, technically happens when you are breaking down the fats. You
It's,
create
ketones.
ketones. Where is that? Where does
Where
it
would
get
that-
changed into ketones?
Isn't that in the cytosol?
I guess. But where on this process, I mean,
Oh.
what is it? What?
It's at the end of glycolysis, I believe.
You're right.
Yeah, sweet.
So,
So,
coming from propic acid. Ketones. Ketones. chemistry behind it, how things are done.
how they're made.
Yeah, so I'm not 100% sure why.
But there's a chemical structure difference.
Yeah, there's a structure difference which causes it, because it doesn't all go to ketones.
Oh, it doesn't.
Some go through.
Oh,
and
so that's how you get energy. Okay.
Some go through, some don't. So if you're starving yourself, or more specifically when you see this in diabetics, when they can't absorb sugars, so they don't have transporters on their cells to bring in the sugar, they have to use fat. And so they still get energy, but then they also make a lot of ketone bodies, which are acidic.
So ketone bodies are basically like a side product.
Yeah, basically. And then they can go into ketoacidosis.
And
Yep. Okay.